Hello folks, Paul here, live for the Lounge 29 for Migvie Kirk, except I'm not doing it live, I'm re-recording it. Wasn't able to upload it last Friday, which was the 25th of September. So live in the Lounge 29. So I'm going to re-record all my fiddle sets that I did. We'll start at the beginning and lash through them. No nonsense, no what's in the box, guess a whiskey or anything like that. But the acoustics will be a bit more lively, as you're about to find out. So a pipe set to start, Inverness Gathering, The Devil in the Kitchen, and Duntroon Castle to finish. It's a good chord. Never mind. We're just going to crack through it, so if it gets fluffed up, it gets fluffed up. That's just the way it goes. Slow Air now, one of my own compositions. This was commissioned by Sally Day Butler from Florida. Sally comes across every year, usually. Nay, this year, sadly, because of the coronavirus. But she often spends up to 6 weeks on D-side, bides in Ballater and comes to all the sessions. And her sister Kathy quite often comes across with her. But Sally asked if I would write this to commemorate her sisters and her mum. And it's called The River Dee. And it commemorates them, but it's really to do with their fondness and love for the River Dee. So this is just called The River Dee. Well, let me ken what you think. I quite like it. I did write it, but I'll be quite honest. I like all my own tunes, so it's not given that I write it and I'm going to love it. But I do like that. I'm going to start playing it a bit more regular. But anyway, the River Dee. Going to move on to a couple of tunes by James Scott Skinner. I've been recording loads of Skinner tunes over the last few weeks. I mean, up till today, that's me up to 380 of his tunes that I've recorded. And so certainly by the end of this week, I'll be probably over 400, with only another 300 to go. so we're working at it, but keep coming across tunes that I've never played before that I really like. There's quite a few that I'm kind of non-committal about that are just, they're alright, there's nothing wrong with them. There's a few I really didn't care for. But they keep coming across little gems that I've never played, and this is one of them, a tune for the Logie collection, which is what I've been working through for the last fortnight. And this is a tune called the Chromatic Hornpipe. And then I'm going to go into the Mains of Gartley, and the Mains of Gartley is up just about 1.5 miles from Huntly on the road to Riney. Bursting through some hair. Quite the opposite of my own head at the minute. Shaved my head there just a week and a half ago because I was getting a bit fed up with it, and it's a bit easier to keep like this, but we'll let it grow for quite a while. Okay, at this point on Friday I did a recitation of To a Mouse by Robert Burns. Periodically have done a wee bit of poetry, and it seems to have gone down quite well. It's not decent poetry, but there's good poetry I think most folk can appreciate, and Burns does tend to get sort of kind of fenced off in January, early February, and it's a great shame because actually his stuff's brilliant at any time of the year, and at this time of the year, with the ploughing starting again after the Hairst, the scene of the moose being turned up is something that must happen our country at this time of year. So anyway, a great poem, but I'm not going to do that. We'll just stick to the fiddling just now, and we'll maybe come up with something else on next Friday. I'm going to play a tune called Bavagli's Played, largely because over the last couple of weeks I've been up a couple of times, and it is a stunning spot out on the moor looking into the face of Loch na Gar. It's on the Abergildy estate, and the Played itself is the forestry plantation that protects the firm buildings for the north and west wind. And it was Queen Victoria that coined the phrase Bavagli's Played, because looking down on Bavagli for nearby Coils of Mick, looking down from above, she made the comment that the plantation reminded her of a tartan plaid lying in the heather, and so the name stuck. So a James Scott Skinner tune, Bevagles Plaid. Go, bonny tune that. Well, taking it a day now. I've just realised I think I've come a while without the music. So, yeah, that's exactly what I've done. Oh, wait a minute. No, here it goes. Yeah, I've forgotten some of the music, but as a compromise I'm going to play someone else. I was going to play Millbank Cottage, which I'm going to play, but I was going to follow that with Ian Murray's A Lot of Balach Bui, which is my own tune, and then a reel that I wrote called The Muckle Spate. But they're not tunes I feel overly confident with, so I think I'm going to go into the Thorn Bush and Sir Reginald MacDonald to finish, but I might just manage, we'll see. If I feel a wee bit ropey, I might just stick with the Thorn Bush, but we'll see if it happens. there you go. Well, I ended up playing Ian Murray's A What a Ballach Buoy in the Muckle Spate. It just felt right. So there you go anyway. Ian Murray, pal of mine, great mountain ranger kind of lad. He does the mountain rescue and guiding up in the hills, and as a gilly on the Dee, he'll teach you spey casting. That was a favourite walk I did with Ian. We had a walk up into the Ballach Buoy forest. It's in the Balmoral estate, but you go up to the Brig of Invercald, the old brig, cross over there, and you're right up into Ballach Buoy. That's got some of the remaining bits of the ancient Caledonian pine forest. And then to finish off, it was the Muckle Spate to commemorate the flooding we had here in Deeside about just 5.5 years ago. Quite momentous, never seen anything like it. I think anybody who saw that will have, it's hopefully a once in a lifetime, once in a generation experience. The last time it was as bad as that was 1829. And that Muckle Spate was the famous one that was celebrated in poetry and paintings, and apparently this one was just as bad, and in some places it was above, the water was above. It was unbelievable to see. So there you go. Thanks very much, folks. I'll be back morning's night for a fiddle workshop, and then Friday live for the lounge number 30. Unbelievable. Take care, folks.